Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships. We got the 3v3. I did a little bit of a combo because CG and their infinite wisdom and matchmaking abilities. I went up against this guy in round 3 of last week. He was the last opponent that I faced, and he ended up clearing my side of the board. That's how it looked when I started. And he was just waiting to see what I did, but he ended up one shot in that back zone, no problem. And it did not go very well for me at all. I went with the heavy defense, and as you see, was able to clear that front bottom zone. And that was kind of my only prayer on maybe winning this match. And he put a couple of GLs down on defense, so I cleared one, but I ended up getting stuck on the other. I tried to grind it down, but there was just nothing I could do. Like I tried, what was it, Darth Revan and some other high-powered teams, and it was just a no-go. I couldn't make any progress against his Jedi Master Luke squad. So I didn't make it very far on that board, and I thought, okay, and I had that whole video, you know, ready to go and everything. That's what the board ended up looking like when I got done. You know, I was able to get through the front and get through his ships okay, but I could not clear that JML squad there in the front zone. And later on, like I said, later on he did go through and one-shot that back wall, so he got a full clear on his side. And I thought, okay, well, that's done. And I was working on my video and doing the editing and such. And this was while the matchmaking was going on for the next week of Grand Arena. And lo and behold, my first opponent of the next week is the exact same guy. I'm like, we battled yesterday. And so I faced him again. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to combo this vid. He whooped my ass in the first one, so I'm going to try and do the best I can to, you know, to beat him this time at least. I figured I shouldn't go the heavy defense route because I do need to at least clear the board. I still have an outside shot to make Kyber if I can clear the board and get a couple wins this week. So I'm going to give it a shot. I went lighter on defense, and as you can see in the from the overhead shot earlier, he did just clear everything. He dropped one battle, but he was still very efficient and got like 3290. So efficiency is definitely not my game, but we'll give it a shot anyway. Like I gotta, like I said, clear the board. He's left no GLs showing up front, so I gotta punch through this front bottom wall and see what may be lurking in the back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll take Geos here in against his new team. They've been working pretty well this season. I think even with all the extortion flying around and Django, how he hits, you know, pretty hard. I think as long as you got decently relic Geos, they seem to get the job done. What I like to do here, you saw I got rid of the droid first, and then I got a kill on Newt. That way, whenever I get another chance, I can always use Spy's big hit and then take Newt out in a one shot. Or sometimes I can save them till the end and, you know, take them out that way. It's just kind of keeping options open, because with Django getting that revive from his Bounty Hunter's Resolve, you also might want to take the opportunity to use Spy's big hit and get a one shot there, like right after he revives. So right now I'm just working them both down, trying to decide, you know, what I want to do. Keep clearing the extortion off so that Django doesn't take like 4 turns in a row. His rocket doesn't end up doing much. It used to tear up my team, and now it doesn't seem like it's doing a whole heck of a lot. So I got rid of Newt there. Now I'm going after Django. I got Spy's big hit up, so we'll go ahead and use that there. Ended up with only 50 banners, but a win's a win. Now we're going to try something that did not work in the last round against this guy. I don't know why it didn't work, but we'll find out. We'll try it again anyway. If it doesn't work, keep trying it and figure out why it doesn't work. And I don't know, go from there. So it's Mothma, Cassian, and K2. against his Grievous, B1 and B2. Can't land the days on the B2, so you gotta kind of just tank it out. I mean, nothing to do. Keep going after B1 to try to get the stacks down. Now, maybe I end up playing it wrong. I should have saved that move right there. That's the revive, because I just used it, and then Grievous turns around and kills Cassian, which sucks because then I only have K2 left alive. And you know, if he goes, Mothma and her little summon are just going to retreat. And that hit from Grievous just took a huge chunk out of K2's life. So, yeah, it's not looking pretty good here. I'm going after B2 and I'm like, man, if I can at least, you know, get him down, what can I do to like heal him up? I'm going to try and get some hits in on Grievous so that I don't kill B2, because I don't think I could take a turn of Grievous going ape, and I think he would kill my K2. But I'm not able to like heal him up very much. Look at that. He's in the yellow, and then Grievous takes him straight out. So, yeah, that did not work. And it's funny because after the round was over, my opponent was like, you really don't like my Grievous team, huh? I'm like, no, your Grievous doesn't like my Mothma team. For whatever reason, it just didn't work. And I've used it successfully against others, so it must be the modding or something in it, the way that he's got it set up. But Bad Batch was able to clean it up for me just fine. But with that fail, I mean, it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to top his score. Something fun and different I did try is, instead of taking JTR with the droids, BB-8 and R2, I took JTR with the two bros, and I kind of like that better going against these CLS teams, because you can take out Chupio straight away since you have a lot more damage, and then you can go after CLS, and it doesn't really feel like you're in danger of them getting run away with the turn meter and things getting out of hand. And now you can just take CLS out with the grenade. There we go, 52 quick banners. So I did like that. That turned out to be a good one, because normally I set a team like this and people end up using whatever they're going to use, or they'll use, you know, regular fin lead, which, even though it has resistance synergy, I'm going to tell you honestly, it's a shitty team, because unless you're super fast, people are just going to use imp troopers to walk all over it. I mean, unless you get lucky like one of my opponents did, where I target the wrong fin because I forgot what I was doing, you know, that team is dog shit. Like, it's not going to work very well as long as they've got decently fast imp troopers, which everyone seems to. So anyway, I don't know, that's my thoughts on that. I used Jedi since I had Nest on there, but they were able to get through it just fine. And now I've got Padme to go against this team. He's got Boba with Han and Chewie there, so figured that they'd be okay. They got the courage, they got the stun from Padme's kick. Shakti can heal up a little bit, so we should be able to take him out. Once I get rid of Chewie, it should go a little bit easier. And then now I can do, you know, do whatever. I'll try and go after Han here. That way I don't have to worry about the double taps and everything else. I'm not really worried about Boba doing an execute. I think I'll be able to survive that. Let's try and heal up a little more, make sure we're good to go so nobody's gonna die. Try and land a stun, didn't work. It's Han, I think, that's doing some serious work, so I gotta watch out for that. But I think I got everybody, you know, in good enough shape. Good enough for a 50 anyway, I guess. That clears off the bottom front wall, opens up the back. Yeah, nothing back there. So he went all full efficiency, which that's fine, because if I would have went heavy D, he would have been able to clear that too. I guess he didn't want to take any chances. Plus, he's definitely an efficiency player from his history and everything. Much better at it than me anyway. So let's start taking out some of these. I'm just looking to see what teams, you know, which way should I go. I think I end up going across the bottom here, taking these guys out. So we'll start on this bottom wall. Since he's got Night Sisters here, we'll just throw imp troopers against that. Veers, Piet, and Dark seem to do the trick. You don't really need Moff Gideon to speed up the team or anything. Piet is decently fast, so he'll go buff everybody up, give them the Emperor's trap stacks, and you just don't look back. It's a quick and easy 54 there. I've got JML for his Hux team. I guess Hux does a lot of damage. I did try to solo that with Kylo once, and you drop a solo Kylo in there and see what happens against Hux and Red Trooper and them. They can put out a heck of a lot of damage, so yeah, I didn't want that to happen again. I figured JML is tanky enough. I've got Jolie so he can heal up, or God forbid bring somebody back if I do something wrong and they die. And then Ayla for the stuns. I really do like her for the stuns that she provides. I mean, I think that's awesome. But keep using the special. Go after everybody that way. No big deal. Red barred Hux instead of killing him there. It shouldn't make too much of a difference. Everybody else is doing good. Tried to get a little hit in there and didn't quite get there. I got 53 banners for that one. Now he's got his Jawas, and I was like, what am I going to use against this? Normally you want to use something like Malik or Crew and Kylo, because they take that reduced % health damage. I don't have that here, so I thought, what's the best I can do is go after Scavenger first, try and get Scavenger out, and then that way I won't get thermal detonators on me. And I had that Bounty Hunter's Resolve on Mando, and look at that, he ended up using it. All those thermals killed him, and then he got brought back though, so it kind of worked out. Bosk is tanky enough, he's fine. I was worried about Grief, but Grief ended up being able to make it. So it turned out it was a good choice to bring in my Bounty Hunters here. I didn't really plan that out or anything, it just worked out that way. End up with 52 banners there. So it was kind of a fun little team. He's got this Phasma team. I'm just going to use Empire here. EP, Vader, Thrawn. They should be able to make short work of it, no problem. Just want to sideline Kylo because he's kind of the biggest pain. And then work on taking the others out. We'll just basic here and see what kind of damage that can do. Try and stack up some debuffs, and then I'll be able to cull one of them and get them out of there. Count up the debuffs and see what happens. Not really enough that I wanted to chance it, so we'll just keep going. Try and get shock, stun, you know, throw that on everybody. Took out Executioner there. Phasma stunned. Now I just want to get some buffs on OG Kylo. I do like with Thrawn, once their ability blocked and he basics them, then that's an automatic stun right there, so it is nice to control the board that way. Got the Fracture, Shock, Dots. You guys know how this goes. Should be plenty of good stuff there. Try and work around till I can get to protection up from Thrawn again, if it's possible. I don't think I'll be able to get back around, and I wasn't. So only 53 there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't need to go for the max banners on account of I already failed, so I don't know, I just do it, I guess, for fun. Like, if you're gonna play the game, you might as well have some fun with it, right? So that's all I'm doing, is just trying to see if I can get back and get my max banners and squeeze, every bit that I can out of it. Even though I don't think I can catch up to this guy. We use Hux here against this team. Should be easy. Nobody runs a Krennic anymore. I had him geared up and Zetaed since back in the day, and I've not gotten to use him for about anything. But it was neat to see that. You just don't see some of these characters. So I know you guys might not learn a whole heck of a lot out of this match, but it was kind of fun to play against these just different stuff that you don't see all the time, instead of just same old every time. Some GLs and some blah blah, same basic squads. Now we can go to that other wall and start making some progress up there just to see what we can do. So I've got plenty of firepower left, obviously. I'll throw in solo Kylo against this Carth team. Mission and Zalbar. Obviously, there's nothing to tell you here. There's no strategy. You just Hulk smash. Go after whoever you can get. I took out Mission first. That's fine. Stun Zalbar. Now I can go after Carth. Look at that, done. So nothing you can really do any different. 55 banners there. Go on to the next one. I went on to this Mothma, and I said, well, I want to try this and see, because it's got 2 tanks, K2 and then Kara. So they're pretty tanky. She can reduce the turn meter and all that. And I wanted to try something out, you know, since they had nerfed Watt, and we used to use Watt with Vader a lot, and the weapons tech would let you hit through defense, which made short work of tanks. Well, now all it pretty much does is just give you turn meter when they take turns, so that helps out a little bit. It does make it also so there's no revive, but you don't hit through any defense, so your hits are just as hard as they ever were. Well, I went in with Old Ben Lead because he's a tank and he does have a lead ability, and then Wampa because at least Wampa can ramp up some damage, and then obviously Watt there. Put the tank tech out on Old Ben, put the weapon tech on Wampa, and now you can see I just got on auto because you can tell it's gonna take a while. Like, he's ramping up his damage, doing his roar and everything. I'm going after Kara. If I can get her out, she's not gonna revive herself, but it does take a minute. Like, he's not hitting as hard as he used to without that defense penetration that was built into the weapons tech. You know, you just don't have that punch and power that he used to have. So we want to keep going till Wampa can get a hit in and end up taking Kara out, and then we can work on K2 finally. But he's at full health, full protection, and he constantly counters and regains, so that's going to be kind of trouble. I guess it wouldn't be trouble for Atreus squad, but I really wanted to try this just to see if it would still work, even though weapons tech has been pretty much nerfed. You know, might as well try it for science. So got Kara out, but I did cut out the majority of that because I left on auto. You can see the clock ticking down, and that's how much progress I made on K2 when I was just focusing on him. I could barely get him down to health bar. Like, he would always have health and protection, so no progress there. That kind of sucked. And nothing to show you from this next one either. It was like a whole lot of just trying stuff out. Wasn't anything super fancy or game breaking or new. I don't know, they may need to fix that, because I'm one of those guys, I like new counters and different ways of dealing with stuff and thinking of just different strategies and things, and everything's the same. And 3v3 is kind of getting stale anyway, since we do it every other month now. Like, every other GAC is a 3v3, and you would think by now, okay, you'll have all the combos worked out, but really it just gets boring to where you're dreading 3v3, because, like, let's get back to 5v5, because there's stuff I want to try out, possibly for arena or for, you know, TW purposes or whatever. The game's built around 5v5. That's kind of my testing ground. Some good old 5v5 GAC, and it sucks that we only get it every other month now. So back to the screen, I've got C on auto against that team. Same end result. Auto didn't make, you know, any difference for losing points or anything. I got 55 there. Now I get to use my own Jawas to clean up his Mothma team. He's got K2 in there. The counterattacks from K2 are going to end up hurting him more than me, so all those thermal detonators, I could have probably thrown this in to begin with and just let them do their work. But since I still had them and the other team I tried, you know, didn't want to work, I'll go ahead and use them as a great cleanup team here, because eventually they're going to get themselves down from all those thermals, and that's it. That'll be game over. So we'll just keep stacking up thermals, even when Mothma's end up killing herself there. So she's in the red, K2's going. I could pop all the detonators, you know, at any time. And so I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and do it here. And we'll get rid of Mothma and her summon, and it's just K2 left. So he's eventually going to kill himself. He's got nothing to help heal him up anymore. So he's just going to keep going, and that's going to be it. Got him down into the red. Keep healing up my team and throwing bombs. And that's going to take him out here in a minute, watch. Go, go. He goes, there it is. Wait for the bombs to blow up. Done. So cleaned up that team. I know it's not, like I said, super exciting to watch, but this is how it went. You know, people always ask me when I don't do a video or something because the round was boring or whatever, you know, that they're like, well, what happened? I want to see it anyway. People just like something to watch, and I don't mind. I record all my stuff anyway, and so unless there's some kind of technical issue or some problem with my phone, I don't mind putting it out there for you guys to take a look at. You might say, oh, this guy really sucks. He doesn't know how to play still after like 5 years. But I don't know. I have fun. I mean, I'm not the best at this game, but I damn sure ain't the worst. There's some other YouTubers out there that I ain't gonna say names, but you know, some of them quit already and some of them are still going, and dang if they don't know how to play worth a damn. And then some of the guys out there are really good and have good strategy and everything. I'm somewhere in between that. Like, I don't know. I at least know enough not to suggest bad counters and things like that to you guys. I'll show you something, and if I'm not sure, I'm gonna try it out and see if it works, and we'll both learn together, you know, for science, because I think that's interesting. I like trying and seeing what kind of stuff works. I think that's what makes this game fun, just seeing the interactions of characters and like, holy crap, I can't believe that worked. So there we go, clear the top wall. He's got ships back there, Negotiator, of course, and then an Empire fleet. So right away, I'm gonna try my Rebels against his Negotiator, and that didn't work, so I had to clean up with Malevolence for 44. That left me with a Thrawn mirror match, and I ended up getting 65 on that, which that surprised the hell out of me because I never used the secondary fleets, like, at all. So Thrawn mirror match, 65 banners after Rebels and Malevolence used on Negotiator, and I lost by, what is that, like 35 banners. So he got me. Props to him, and we'll see what happens in the next round. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.